So welcome Shripad to the Ambedkar Chronicle podcast and Jai Bhim.
Jai Bhim.
Yeah. How are you Shripad?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good, doing well. Yeah, Shripad, in my introduction, I spoke about the redevelopment, Dharavi and the ongoing controversy. I want you to, also tell our audience that what is Dharavi, through your journey.
As a queer person, as a queer child,
Mm-hmm.
of course there was a lot of femphobia
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of these discrimination. I did not even have a language.
Mm-hmm.
But I often think about it and I say there was also laughter.
Mm-hmm.
There was also fun.
Mm-hmm.
There was also friendship. There was also kindness. And I often think about that deeply.
Mm-hmm.
But then this kind of a perception that it's the largest slum in the Asia.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wrong statement. It isn't the largest slum.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it has a slum.
Mm-hmm.
There are some pockets that are slums, but the BMC Charles,
Mm-hmm.
they are not slums.
Mm-hmm.
Kolivada is not a slum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to distance myself from we are not from the slums.
Mm.
This kind of a distant kind of antagonizes
Mm-hmm.
the slum settlements.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to, because we do this kind of a bafflement. Oh, he's from Dharavi, but he can speak English.
Mm.
He's educated.
Yeah.
You don't look like you come
Yes.
from. It's kind of strange to hear such
Yeah.
comments,
Yeah.
because either from Charles or from the slums, we are very well educated, we are well salaried, we are also very glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
We are very glamorous. You see us in the weddings.
Yeah.
You see us in the functions. Of
Yeah.
course, there's a very distinct way of saying, okay, this is.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell by the fashion sense.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell by the powder, by the hair, by the. Okay, this
Mm-hmm.
is a particular.
Mm-hmm.
No, you cannot shy away from it. Like, even when you go into the trains, you can tell the locations.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell where the class location is. You can tell where the
Yes,
caste location
yes.
is. Me and my family, when we would go to the local train, in the first class,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the passengers were outside the station, not even like inside.
Mm-hmm.
They would come inside the compartment and inquire,
Mhm.
ये first class है. And
Okay.
like, हमको मालूम है.
Ah.
And it was fun. It was fun when people confused
Yeah.
us.
So-
So the second,
In our society,
right.
I guess it's not simply the recognition that we want for ourselves, but it's also there is already recognition that has been assigned to us.
Yes.
Oh, you are from this. Oh, you are from this caste.
Right.
Shripad, because as I also told you that I am also from Slum, Nagpur.
Right.
So I completely agree with you, like on that line, that how people would try to shame you from the caste you belong, or for the place you're coming from. But what difference that I find of in Mumbai and in Nagpur.
Mm-hmm.
So if you not just in Nagpur, but if you even go to Delhi and other places,
Right.
the city has a geography.
Mm-hmm.
The city is a place or designed in a way where the surplus population goes into periphery. Now, why I'm using the surplus population, because this population to whom they would, who works in the informal economy would not get a proper wages and things.
Right.
So city, it's not that the people want to get treated as a surplus in the city,
Right.
but in a way, the very design of a city,
Mm.
the design of a city, I believe, is as such where you automatically
Mm.
you go and get placed there.
Mm.
So in most of cities like in Nagpur, like I come from a slum which is in a periphery.
Mm.
Now, because of roads and all of that, it gets connected to the larger city.
Right.
But earlier, I know, like there was, it was completely in the isolation.
Mm.
You have a house, and within your house you have a place. There's a washroom, and there is this and there is this. The city has also been designed like that.
Mm.
So where we are living, in the periphery where you do not have to even go there. The so-called city people, you do not even have to go there. You don't need to go there. There is nothing. These people will come to the city, they will work and go on. But in Mumbai, I see, there is no periphery in that way. There's a, and Dharavi for that matter is there in the, kind of, as I said, the heart of the Mumbai. You have a Dharavi and around it you also have the so-called, the good colonies and buildings and other things. So somehow I feel like, it becomes more complex, more interesting that how a place like Dharavi where majority of people I would like, say that are from, lower caste, right? Majority, if not all. So majority, yeah. And but as I said, is there in the city, right? Not in the periphery. So how does that caste, class things, operate in Dharavi? Like, how does it, functions? Like, I mean, how do you see? As I see, I am from Nagpur. I see, okay, we know that where is our place? Our place is out of the city. But in Mumbai, for instance, in Dharavi, it's not in periphery. It's there in the center of the city. So how that interaction happens? Like, for instance, there's a frequent interaction between the Dharavikars, slum dwellers, or like, working class there, Dalits and other marginalized community with so-called, so-called upper caste and so-called building wala people, colony wala people. So how does that interaction happen?
I really think the periphery
Nah.
is more of a psychological one than the physical and the geographical one.
Yeah.
And if I had to, if we were to be left, okay, just you belong there, I am so happy that we belong there because I am also seeing from within the life world that we have created. Now, I'm immediately thinking about my relatives, my grandmothers, my childhood, and all of that just preserved there. I do not agree with you that, there is this possibility of intermixing of socialities. It doesn't happen much.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen much. But what is remarkable is that even though there are these boundaries, it's good. Like these communities in their area, in their lane, and there are intermixing happen, and there's a lot of tolerance, if you could use that word.
Okay.
I think it's not a good word to use, but it's okay.
Yeah.
There is no violence.
Okay.
It doesn't provoke that violence. But especially in the terms of, say, caste, I really think every time we talk about caste, Rahul, there's always push and pull, there's always aporias, there's always contradictions.
Yeah.
And I think Dharavi is living that contradiction, but we are doing that negotiation and it's happening. It happens on a personal scale, it happens at a community scale, especially with the temples. There are, of course, regulations. As with say, the churches. This is an upper caste Tamil church, this is a lower caste Tamil church. So these conflicts, sometimes happen where the bride and the groom, one will also, they have this thing, okay, you have to come to my church, and they were like, no, you have to come to my church.
Okay.
Nahi hua shadi kya. And I really don't think, even if we are at the heart of the city, we do not go to, Bandra is far, rickshaw se, even though it's like, look at Dharavi and Bandra, they're like French kissing each other. It's still so far.
Yes, yes.
It's more like I come to Kalyan to Sion, it takes me like, 20 rupees in the second class, 100 rupees in first class, more than that to like reach Bandra. But look at the kinds of spaces that they have, galleries, cafes. अभी कोई घर उठा के कैफे बना दो उधर बैंड्रा में. Just because there is this geographical proximity doesn't mean we have some participation, we have something, we don't. The only claims we have is perhaps the chaupatis.
Yeah.
the Carter roads and all. But still, there is this division. There is very apparent. The threshold is like, we know our threshold, which is what historically this threshold was drawn to us. Like, in the city needed workers.
Mm-hmm.
It direly needed workers. But they did not want to provide housing. So as you said, pushed at the outskirt of the city, right? And this outskirt has always been, look at the slums, always near the lake, always near the mountain, always near these natural resources. And it depletes with that settlement. So when we were marginalized, when we were said, okay, you know what, slums, Charles, go there, and we did. Our ancestors, so we did. We made our house there. We are happy there. We built from on the ground. It's like one room. We made a whole house over there. We made a whole home over there. What is home? We know हमको मालूम घर कैसे बनता है. But the fact that even when we have made this, it took generations to make this house, to make this home. And then you come and say, you know what, let's redevelop this. So when you say basti hai, ye building wale, building में क्या है? Building SRA है. It's, I mean, you know what's worse than SRA rooms? What's worse than SRA rooms? I get this a lot, how are you against redevelopment? Of course, it's not a simple question. One really has to go to an SRA rooms. Like you see the FSI.
Yes.
It's all FSI game. How many square feet you're giving the room. Now, अभी एक घर में, एक कोली में, तुम ऐसे 6 बच्चे हैं तुम्हारे. सब रह रहे हैं ऐसे. वही झाड़ा वड़ा करके रह रहे हैं. बट ठीक है, उतना तो घर है. तुमको उससे कम घर देंगे फिर सारे में. क्या होगा फिर उसको? किधर जाएंगे वो?
So the entire idea is basically कि majority of the land from the slum, you give it to the builder, and then like for instance 80% you give to the builder, on 20% you build this SRA buildings,
Right.
and then you dump people there.
You warehouse people there.
You warehouse people.
They are not animals.
Yeah.
Our demand historically has been koli, sandas, pani. We have a house. We've made a house for ourselves. We've made sure there are pipes, electricity, wires. What else do you want? What else? You really look at the slum and this is such deprivation. Of course, then what are we doing to improve it? If even we are building houses, of course there are, as I said, there are aporias to a lot of these slum discourses. If you even build buildings, of course it's not going to be, you're not going to give the rightful FSI that they deserve. And it is precisely these conversations that are there, but what we are very clear about the redevelopment is that it cannot go in the hands of Adani.
Yes.
We are very determined about that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go there about this entire controversy and the concept of development, redevelopment in the context of Dharavi. But what actually, you spoke about city and, this, when you're talking about, you also somehow, taking us to the very idea where although you live in a city, things are around you, but you can't access it. So although the material world out there, like you mentioned about Bandra, and restaurants and the cafes and so on. So although these are there physically, right? But in city, it may look free for everyone, right? It's a in that way, the very idea at the surface, anyone and everyone can access this. But the deeper meaning, no, not everyone can access it. So it's like you can see it, but you can't access it. And this is how whenever I'm in Mumbai, and as you also said, and not just in Mumbai anymore, Shripad, I must say, if even travel in most of the so-called metropolitan places in India, whether it's Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, what I find that there is lot much talk about that the urbanization brings a kind of equality. Oh, in urban places everyone is equal. No one asks your caste. Okay, they may not even ask your caste, or they may even accept the different kind of gender identities and the sexual identities. Okay, that is all fine. But the very core point that I see in a city, that when everything is there, it is only there for few people, for not, it's not there for everyone, I must say.
Right.
So very idea, like the city which comes with the very idea of freedom.
Right.
But I always see that there is a freedom, but there is no justice in the city.
Right.
So it is a freedom without justice.
Right.
In a village there is no freedom, there is no justice, it's clear.
Right.
This is landlord house, this is pandit house,
Right.
this is this house, and your Dalit Wada is here.
Right.
You are supposed to sit here, you are supposed to dwell here. But in city, as I said, although it gives that sense of freedom, okay, you are free to access anything, you have money, you go to the cafe. But the very idea that you will never have that enough money to go to that particular cafe. Your entire life will go. So, I'm sorry, but I'm taking you to today's, even the social media, the Instagram things, where you see the celebrity who, who take you her or his house. They, nowadays it started like they want to show you their bedroom, their hall, their house. So through that video, you can access. You feel like you're accessing their life, but the deeper meaning you cannot access it.
Yeah.
So somehow it is it's there everywhere. So this urban life, but what is my problem? Not this problem, but how do I understand this is basically like this. There is this political correct group in a city, who come from, apparently they also come from rich families, and they speak all political correct language.
Yeah.
When it comes to gender, caste, when it comes to everything, oh, slum people, they are very good, oh, they are very moral, and they will go and romanticize.
Yeah.
And so in this political correctness, what get hides is basically this, when you said, what get hides is basically this deeper meaning of a city where you, for your entire life, you cannot access that. You can access the so-called city. And therefore this layer of political correctness sometimes I believe should go away, and we should talk the real thing.
Totally.
Okay, okay, there is a difference between rich and poor. Okay, the rich may say, okay, oh, I love poor and I love this and that. I don't mind if people are working in my house, they are from slum. They say all of these things. But the deeper meaning is there is the contestation. There is a conflict which doesn't come across because of this goody talk, the political correctness talk. Okay, so once again, leading, I want to stop you to go to the Dharavi controversy. I really, I like when you describe the city and the Dharavi and how far the Bandra is and all of that. So I also want to ask you, like as you said, they made realize you of your Dharavi identity and the Dalit identity.
Right.
If I ask you, Shripad, how do you, like you also use the word negotiate. How do you negotiate your life, your identity in this city? And especially when you are coming from Dharavi, how do you negotiate that in your everyday life?
I don't know what you would think about this, but I guess there is this idea of intermixing of socialities, right?
Yeah.
Because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
There are these representations that happen.
Yeah.
Dalit representation, queer representation. We give you this very tokenistic opportunity in our institution to come and speak. Yeah. We will, we'll showcase your work, we'll exhibit your work in these galleries and in these spaces that are apparently not accessible. But I guess it's also about quality of life, right? If we are living in We are in Sumanagar, Rahul.
Hmm.
We want to access Sumanagar.
Mhm.
There's a beautiful Annavavsate
Yeah.
Park,
Mhm.
right? It's Annavavsate Park.
Yeah.
We have Tapri.
Mhm.
We are typically living in a basti,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Also around residents
Hmm.
who have refused redevelopment, so
Hmm.
they are like that,
Hmm.
and it's nice. This is the place we are in, and it's good. Do I want it to? If there are these resentment of not being represented in these elite spaces, I would say, हाँ इसको निकालो, ये जो झोपड़पट्टी है उसको निकालो, make a very nice skyscraper. Like say for instance, also in the BMC has, I think, decided to take down the Art Deco wings, South Bombay, and there's this instant, oh, this is our heritage, this is our cultural heritage, it cannot go. भाई कभी देखा ही नहीं मैंने Art Deco. Oh, Art Decos are gonna go, they're gonna do, these skyscrapers instead. हमारा घर जा रहा है. Nobody is going to care about it.
Yes.
And precisely because these are the the common local train travelers, they will go, they will slog, nobody cares about, yeah, exactly, the train, who cares about it?
Mhm.
And it's the fact that, oh, there it happens in the South Bombay, and here it happens, you don't care about it.
Yes.
I don't care. मरे तुम्हारा जिमी बॉय,
Mhm.
मरे तुम्हारा आर्ट डेको, हमारा हमारा घर जा रहा है.
Yes.
कौन आ रहा तुम्हारे इधर?
Mhm.
This is what happens, right? You want to make BKC as like this new hotspot,
Yes.
so that the Kolaba can you can like shift that shine, and which is precisely the problem now, because now Dharavi's proximity to BKC, it's what makes it so enticing, and it is also perhaps with the desire of people, like, oh, this is the place I want to access, this is the position I want to be in, this kind of institutionalization. It doesn't work out. I will throw my friend Kenny under the bus by taking his name, but honestly, go to Koliwada and say, Kenny, you have like 100 people over there, everyone is Kenny. And my friend Kenny, we went to BKC, that Geo World mall side. As you said, like, oh, you're in the city, everything is accessible. No, it isn't. I've never seen, I think this was some 5 years ago, I'd never seen that part, and it's so close. I'd never seen Mahim Nature Park. I only saw it, I'm born here. Mahim Nature Park is right next to Dharavi Depot.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Have you seen?
Mm.
We should go. It's green. It has animals. It has butterflies.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. So we went to Kenny and I. We were walking. I hope Kenny is watching this. Kenny and I go, and I just asked him, let's go inside the mall. I'd never seen a mall. I'd never seen these shiny things. I was just baffled, like tiles and everything. And Kenny fucking refused to enter. He just refused. I said, you know what, those people, they don't take us in. Because, these identity markers is very apparent. And he was wearing shorts, and he said they won't take us. I'm like, short is the real elite.
Yes.
They will of course take it. It's like, okay, fuck, you're rich, you're not, because I know I was dressed up for a walk. We both just went for a walk.
Okay.
I was really dressed up because I was extra. And Kenny just walked in and said, you know what, they did wrong by me and my homies one day, I'm not gonna go out. They refused. And which, people refuse. And it's not because they were treated badly. It's like by default, that's their place. It's always this place, it always reminds you where you come from. And it's always haunting you. We refuse. And that's a very remarkable thing. People, even though we're from slums, Charles, Kolivada, whatever you say, we hold immense capacity to critique capitalism, immense capacity to critique caste, to the hierarchies of caste and gender. I have learned the most scathing critique of feminism from Chembur Joginis.
Mm-hmm.
Cis straight women do not have that kind of an imagination
Mm-hmm.
to critique gender itself, forget caste. We hold that capacity, and it's not only reserved to universities.
Yes.
It's not only reserved to these Ivy Leagues. It's the Jhopadpatti.
Yes.
It
I guess
is-
someone who listen this podcast from some Ivy League university, they will be surprised because for them is surprise or someone from Dharavi Slum is talking about
And
feminism.
refusing.
Yeah, refusing,
And
criticizing it.
and this kind of refusal to your institutions
Yes.
that are so elite,
Mhm.
that are so prestigious. We refuse.
Yeah.
You don't hold that kind of a power.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the capacity we hold.
Yes, and I guess this is coming from what they call grounds, coming from real ground. That is not that the idea only exists in the university.
Yeah.
Yes, the idea also exists outside of the university.
If anything, all it's borrowed from us.
Yes.
It's stolen from us. Forget
Yeah.
borrowing is very generous. Please borrow from us.
Yes.
But it's stolen from us.
Yeah, you spoke about beauty and how the there are park nearby Dharavi. You spoke about the natural beauty. So speaking about beauty, what's something beautiful about Dharavi that no one talks about?
Ah,
Yeah. Like I know in my basti, I know what is beautiful about it. Like all this slum and things, but I know what is beautiful about it. For instance, I remember our slum. It's like it's near to the highway road.
right.
Highway. So near that highway, there was I don't know there was a public null.
Right.
एक पब्लिक नल था
Right.
हाईवे के एकदम पास में और वो यानी उसको हम लोग फवारा बोलते थे तो इस मस्ट भी जो पाइपलाइन होती है पब्लिक पाइपलाइन नल की वो वहाँ से गुजरती है वहाँ से पानी लीक होता है और वो नीचे गिरता है तो हम लोग नीचे जाके वहाँ पे नहाते थे तो
Right.
so that was the beautiful thing I remember about my slum like I would not get that thing nowhere कि वहाँ पे जाके इसे समर है और वो पानी गिर रहा है और हम उसमें नहा रहे बिकॉज वो नल की पाइपलाइन है जो वहाँ से जा रही है और वहाँ से वो लीक होती थी
Right.
और उसके नीचे हम लोग जाते थे so I yes I don't want to essentialize it but yes that was
I
a
know.
beautiful part about
Yes.
my slum.
Totally. Now, I don't think so. I will take this as a deeply personal question. I wouldn't generalize this.
Mhm.
And you know how much we do not like biographies in
Yes.
Dalit.
Yeah.
Kachappi.
Yeah.
But
Because
it is-
okay, I mean we may I don't know if you are just diverting our topic, but since you spoke about biography, the problem that I have with biography is this: that the biographer only talks about what world has done wrong to them. They don't dare to go into the real self and ask what they have done bad to the world. So I believe the real biographer is the one who also goes into real self and talks about the real thing. For instance, there is with Dalit autobiographers nowadays who writes in English, they write mostly, as I said, about their painful journey and victimhood. Like, it's absolutely fine. Okay, I mean, majority of Dalits have the same story, right? Majority of Dalits.
Right.
But the question is like, we are also human being, and then there's the emotion. There is a lot many things. I mean, autobiographer should also go into the part of the dark part of obscenity.
Right.
Like so. Then I can call it autobiography. But they don't dare to do that. That one thing or I don't know 2 things, 5 things that people don't know about Dharavi, but like you find them beautiful, which.
As I said, especially if there was some kind of an ethnography to be done here. No, it's a very small place. You can just walk. You can walk an entire Dharavi, and it's just the lights. It's just walking, and everything is just full. Everything is dense. There is no vacancy. Like that kind of translates into the poems that I write.
Yes.
I cannot take haikus. I cannot take simple poems. I cannot take short poems. It always has to be long form.
Okay.
It always has to be dense. The syntax has to be full, and it has to flow. And I guess that kind of comes from the place where I live, and it's kind of a joy
Mm-hmm.
to translate your place into writing style.
Yes.
It's and I think that's, in a way, I say this is deeply personal to me,
Yeah.
and that's one way like I really find uh, beauty in is through kind of translating this built environment
Mm-hmm.
into a style, and I have to be very attuned to memory.
Mm-hmm.
Like Annie Arnock says this. I was always thinking like, okay, musician has their instruments. A dancer might have like his forms. What does a writer have that a writer has to constantly furnish,
Mm-hmm.
hone the skills? What is a writer holding on to? And Annie Arnock says this, that you have to hold on to memory. That's my instrument. So for me as a writer, when I'm at desk, and if I have to write about, I'm not sitting there. I'm like, oh, I belong to Dharavi. It's like the largest slum
In the world.
Asia. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my memory. I'm thinking about my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about, say, the bear
Mm-hmm.
who would come.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'm talking about bear in Bombay Charles,
Mm-hmm.
anyone, say someone from Vikroli or some other place who's lived in Chaul, they instantly know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Instantly know, because someone would take in the bear at every stop, every house, and the bear would you just look, the fascination with which you look. How do you translate it?
Okay.
How do you translate that kind of a joy when you were a kid and when you saw it and you were scared also, but also fascinated
Mm-hmm.
by the feather? You just pluck in the fur, and I did not know this.
Okay.
Somebody else told me after I recited them about one of my poems about a bear, and that person told me, "Oh, I remember that," because I only knew about the plucking it, and he told me they would make a locket out of it. I did not know that.
Okay.
And it's so fascinating that it resonated with someone, and so deeply our experiences, even though that might not find any resonance to, if say I would have put it up in some different place like Colaba or the
Yes.
South Bombay,
Yeah.
I know they would not
Yeah.
resonate with
Yeah.
it. So I really like that about it, this kind of a democratization. And I guess the victimhood that we spoke about the writers exhibiting
Yeah.
that kind of a suffering,
Yeah.
it happens when you know that your immediate audience
Yeah.
is upper caste.
Yes.
Because you know the people that you're writing about
Yeah.
are not going to read.
Read.
They don't have time to
Yeah.
read. We are not reading. But I guess that's the change we need to bring. We need to make language more accessible
More accessible. Too.
without compromising on your style.
Yes.
To bring this out more openly, that
Mm-hmm.
you got to write this. I
Yes.
remember in my second year of BA,
Mm-hmm.
we had Dalit literature suddenly.
Mm.
I was like, wow, what? We have Baburao Bagul, we
Mhm.
have Namdev Dasal,
Mhm.
we have Arjun Dangle's very famous
Yes.
essays, and then suddenly I'm like, wow. And it's also in these university spaces, they are so contested that it's just that one syllable.
Mm.
It's just the syllable. It just changed the way it. Like, look at the context of it.
Mm.
I am in a philosophy. We are taught these orthodoxy systems as the legitimate Indian philosophy.
Mm.
We are taught all these Hindu scriptures,
Yes.
Hindu Vedic history
Hmm.
as the most legitimate,
Hmm.
not even Buddhist, not even heterodox, not even Charvaka,
Hmm.
but this. And in that, we have this English syllable, we are teaching Dalit literature. So I was in a canteen, I told this to my friend, oh, I want to do something in Dalit literature because I had found so much resonance in it.
Yeah.
The stories.
Mm-hmm.
She laughed for good 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes. And I was like, what was so funny about it? And I didn't understand the depth of it, of her response. I was fascinated. It was just a fascination. And even that kind of a sensibility,
Yes.
that aesthetic taste, it's so different. The way Dalits have it. And it's so different from the upper caste people.
Yes.
And it just brings down to that.
Yes.
How do we respond? How are we responding to the world?
Yes.
I really think also we respond to it very beautifully if we just remove the upper caste from our conscience.
Yeah. I guess.
And build our own communities in that sense. Like, it's difficult. It's a work. But I hope we do that.
Yeah.
Which is why I
Yes.
said I'm a big hater of intermixing.
Okay.
Of
And that.
intercaste.
Yeah.
Because the place where I come from, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good in this gully. I'm good in this. We came from nowhere and we built like Ambedkar statues.
Yes.
We built schools.
Yes.
Even though we built temples, we built everything on our own.
Yes.
Why do we have to go somewhere else?
Yes.
Have this kind of suddenly.
Yes.
It's very neoliberal.
I know.
These
Yeah.
these intersections, even in the intercaste. I don't have any faith in intercaste.
Okay.
Why like that has the only way to annihilate caste. We've grown.
I actually agree with you. Like, I don't think, I don't agree with people putting a lot of, deliberate efforts for having the intercaste marriage or intercaste love. No, I don't. Okay, I consider love as love, and it shouldn't be that burden that one should go beyond the caste and so on. I agree with you. I don't even consider intercaste thing as the mode of annihilation of caste. No,
Right.
I guess as you said, the life is marked, very clearly that you are from this caste. Like now we see the data, ST, SC, OBC, nomadic
Right.
tribes, their majority is in the poverty, right? And the majority of upper caste are upper middle class, rich, and so on, right?
Right.
So the life is marked very clearly. Forget about you're talking about intercaste. It has evolved the caste has evolved in such a different way that they have monopolized all the material resources.
Right.
And just simply talking about this intercaste thing, and I feel this is these hollow cultural battles that some people wants to fight.
Yeah.
But moreover, I also feel like, it gives people the sense of, pride maybe. Everyone wants that. Oh, I have my, I have done the intercaste marriage.
Right.
Oh, as I said, the political correctness. Oh, I sit with Dalits.
Right.
Oh, I eat with them. Oh, I
Right,
have Dalit
right,
friend.
right.
I have friend from Dharavi, by the way. Yeah?
Ah.
So all of this makes, okay, oh, nowadays, even, like with LGBTQI discourse also, oh, I support their right. Okay, like, and then that's how you create the meaning in our time. So I agree with you completely. I don't go for it. I am there when it comes to caste. I see caste not just as the cultural phenomena.
Right.
I see caste more as a political economical question.
Right.
I see that there is a group who have been benefited because of a caste,
Right.
and they have monopolized all material resources.
Right.
And you cannot fight this battle of just simply talking about this small cultural resistance. No, I
Right.
guess for that you need the bigger question. We need a bigger things to fight against this monopoly. But coming back to this question of monopoly, I want to ask you, because Dharavi is also known for its own economy,
Right.
the small, the small scale industry, informal economy that it has. So could you also, would you like to speak about it? That how's this the informal economy works there in Dharavi, and what are the major production unit that it has?
Of course, there are these. Dharavi is informal
Yes.
economy.
Yeah.
But what I'm more interested in is the ordinary of the residents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say, the post lunch afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and women just sitting, talking to each other, and rolling BDs,
Mm-hmm.
so that that's a good source of income.
Mm-hmm.
Making papad,
Mm-hmm.
and all kinds of stuff. They are never just idle. They are always occupied, and it's this autonomy
Yeah,
that
the
is
word autonomy.
reserved in an informal economy. You don't have that in say the you really have to. The only alternative to this is you have to imagine these malls. You have to imagine this corporatization of their time. And when I see this kind of leisure, this kind of joy, this kind of work, and you contrast it with like what is an alternative in a redevelopment, it's scary.
Yes.
It's taking away that autonomy.
Mm.
But at the same time, it's important that we also speak about the misuse of it. In a way, I'm also thinking, do these workers have union? Someone is doing the work of, say, ये माल इधर से उधर शिफ्ट करने का, इधर से लेके आने का, वो गाड़ी में, उसका उसका कोई यूनियन है? ये कोई कुत्ता मर गया घर का सामने, तुमको मालूम तुम किसको बुलाने वाले? तुम्हारा कोई पहचान वाला ऐसे रास्ते पे है, you know what
Who's
his
going to-
caste is.
Yeah.
You're gonna call him and you're gonna pick him up. Do we have anything about what is he gonna get for his work? We don't have. How is the community holding up, right? Because I remember one of my relatives. He was my grandmother's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Lived on the street. But even then, my parents, they made sure to like, okay, that's your uncle. You got to like see it. It's not like, hello, how are you? Nothing. It's like, you learn to like respect. Even though this man, I know is like up on the street throughout, is disabled. You don't have that politically correct language. कि ये ऐसे बोलना है, वैसे बोलना है, ये maid नहीं बोलना है, ये ऐसे बोलना है. I don't even know what the alternative of maid is. What is it?
Don't call her a maid, call her
Employee.
no work.
House
House
help bakwas.
I don't know. No,
I don't-
yeah, they call it staff. Some people call it their staff now, like
So I know this man, and all respectfully, my parents would speak to him. Ganpati ka time hai, khana khane ke liye, they have organized, and I know my uncle would come and would sit and make sure that his plate is full. तुम कम नहीं डाल सकते, तुम ज़्यादा डालो, तुम और डालो. So when you learn from your parents that even though this person whom you would call is abject, who is ungrievable, you dignify, you call home, you respect, even though his occupation is caste. My parents have taught me to like respect, to dignify it, because that's your kin. You don't regularize. Of course, the real answer is, you know what, we got to corporatize everything. This is bad because, of course, slum, Charles, oh, this is immoral. These are the practices. Den of casteism, all of this. So immediate answer to is, oh, regularize it, institutionalize it, isko nikal do. But it's precisely this intervention. How are we doing this? How are we imagining? And not giving into these capitalist logics. It's difficult work.
And I also think, like, as you also said, you use the word autonomy. That is something, although we know in today's time, the way our economy has grown, like, for instance, more than grown, I must say, it is now all about monopoly.
Yeah.
right? And we'll come to that part, Adani wala part. But before that, as you also mentioned, earlier I would also believe that our people should migrate to city and then they will find some work, which was absolutely fine, I guess, till 90s. They would come to cities, they would find their some source of income because of their caste occupation, and that's how in Dharavi also there are artists,
Right.
artisans,
Right.
who came all the way from different villages, from
Right.
Konkan and from from south and even north for that matter. So they got that space and see and they actually survived there with their autonomy. Now I guess what is more difficult, that there is no factory now anymore. We are not economy where we have a factory. We do not produce much. What we do, we basically now is all about this service, service sector. We have a service economy. So in this time, I believe that the for a working class, and working class, when we say working class, mostly low, so-called lower caste.
Right.
So uh, I believe now why it becomes very interesting also. For instance, Dharavi, as you said, like now the labor cannot even perform a labor. I mean, the labor has become all about now, let's say, not having the control, on my own labor. Something like, I work for 12 hours for some Setji Bhadji. They will exploit you. They will even ask you to work for 16 hours. They will give you, minimum wage, like, which is not, you are not able to sustain with that money. But somehow in Dharavi, when I go there, if not everyone, but I see the large amount, there are many families I have seen in Dharavi who has their own, have made their own caste occupation also as their, livelihood in a city.
Right.
And somehow there is no alienation from it. And it's not that they are forced to work. They are working and they're working, with their autonomy. So there is this connection with their labor. They enjoy it also.
Totally.
Unlike in today's economy, in our time, I don't think labor can enjoy their work. Right? Because it's, as I said, it's not about now about the factory. It's about this either the small scale industry who owned by some bania and, as I said, Setji Bhadji, and they would make sure that for their profit they so yes, in that regard, Dharavi again becomes very interesting. As you said, if you have a so-called redevelopment,
Right.
so okay, you may have a house, but what about this autonomy of labor on their
Right,
work? So
right.
yeah, so this is something interesting that people are missing. It's not simply about redevelopment.
Totally.
But yes, coming to this question of redevelopment,
Right.
so Shripad, how do people are like responding to this entire things of Adani wants to grab the Dharavi land? How people are reacting there?
We have grown up listening about it, about the redevelopment.
Yes.
It has always recurred,
Yeah.
but it has never come to a point where surveys are being
Yes.
have ever happened, and the surveys are visual.
Hmm.
Red marks. The numbers are up on the walls,
Hmm.
not only outside but also inside the house.
Yeah.
And we, of course, these surveys are coerced out of people. They are taking the signature by force. Everything is against their will. But I cannot really speak about the mood as of now because it's only till survey. But what I believe is people are very determined, and they have, even before 2 years ago when uh, the 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 tender was passed to Adani, people protested
Yes.
in a large scale,
Yes.
and they have continuously have done so far.
Mhm.
And what I do foresee for sure is more protests, more voices against it. I'm interested in that, and I hope that happens.
Yes.
As of now, that's all I know. That I
Okay.
know people will resist.
People, you think
People will
yeah.
resist. There is no way that people will not resist. It's not the whole allure of, oh, redevelopment, we want it. No, even in the most deprivation, they are still very determined. They have such clarity over what Adani is gonna do, what they have, what he is offering, what this redevelopment offers them. It's just going back in time.
Yes.
It is going back in time. They know this.
Yes.
That I can be very sure of.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, and that, I guess that should come out. Like, I mean, because to counter this, the people who are speaking from Dharavi against this very concept of redevelopment. So I guess this Adani group and people, they also started giving ads where, the person is coming and he's speaking good thing about redevelopment, how things will change forever and things. So I guess that is also coming from the very sense that there is a resistance at the ground. So to pacify that, they are also advertising. Means
Right.
the Adani group and their supporter, they're also advertising that, oh, there is no resistance, people are liking it and things so on. But if I ask you as a layman kind of, like someone who doesn't know much about development and Dharavi and things, what is the problem if instead of the slum or instead of the this informal settlement, if you have a nice building and you have a flat there, what is wrong in that?
I think it's about imagination. If you say, oh, the building is good, of course it is good, but it's also this aspiration, this desire is articulated and given by someone else. If you have to say, oh, this is an apartment, 1 BHK, 2 BHK. Why cannot someone in the slum imagine, okay, about 4 BHK? If not that, give us a big threshold. This was one of the response. हमको बिल्डिंग नहीं चाहिए, वो सब ताला डाल के रहता है, ये अपना अच्छा है चल. It's good. And it's baffling that the outsiders, they impose so much of their life, so much of their living condition upon us. And I think it's because they think it's so impoverished.
Mm-hmm.
It's impoverished due to various things, various other things, and not because we are not living like you are. And I think it's also very, people think too highly about themselves, about their own lifestyle,
Yes.
that they think, oh, we should aspire that. We don't.
We don't want
don't.
to aspiration.
We don't.
Mm.
We don't want that. But it's really about, say, I think one of the most brilliant thing that happened to Dharavi was that tap water.
Tap water.
It was revolutionary.
Okay.
Can you believe? You are talking about जो बसा हुआ घर है, तुम उसको तोड़ के ऐसे बनाने की. The most revolutionary thing was the tap water. Because before, when the water would not come, everyone would just gather around a well. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? बावड़ी.
Kuwa.
बावड़ी.
Bawdi. Okay.
Rahul.
I'm sorry.
And everyone, not one child, it's not like everyone, all the lanes, everyone from around, from different parts, coming to that बावड़ी. और वो बावड़ी किसके घर के सामने? So this kind of a producing this caste happening, everyone would just come and gather around that baudi. Put a tap water. So when you say someone's house is very impoverished, put a, like, how, in what sense?
No, but don't you think that people then counter you for saying this? Okay, then for all these struggles, now since people are living there with lot of struggle, they don't have basic amenities. So why, so in that way they would, like, they argue that, oh, then what is wrong with Adani having this project and redeveloping Dharavi, having good flats, building, giving you tap water, regular, like there is, good sanitation and things. So yeah, people are also talking about this, that what is your problem with that? So if I ask you, what is your problem with that?
That man is so benevolent, so goodwill he has. Then, He should give the house in Dharavi itself. No. Why is he sending us to a dumping ground? Why is he sending us to a salt pan area? It's a health hazard. It's an environmental crisis. You're warehousing the informal settlers or whatever informal is. I don't know who is a legitimate citizen in this city, but then if you're going to like put everyone out, you're so benevolent. Give us a house here in Dharavi. That's not being done. That's not happening. And the FSI again. If you're talking about dignity, what is the FSI? And of course, sometime a tap water will not fix, and electricity will not fix. But this, whatever this is, it's so much better than what Adani is going to offer, because the cutoff for the eligibility is owning a house before 2000 and before. How? So anyone after 2000 will not get a house. Are illegitimate.
Yeah, and I guess there is also this the ground floor.
Yes,
you only get for the ground.
Now, who decides who's legitimate, who's illegitimate? किसके बाप का है ये? It's ridiculous to even say that, oh, you're illegitimate. But I know now this is where we kind of want to counter. Okay, someone has a house before 2000. They're good. They were never legitimate citizen in this country, especially Dalit. More than half of the Dharavi is lower caste. Or usme bhi they do hierarchies. Half of them are Dalits. So this is very ahistoric to say that, oh, we are legitimate. Now, how did you become legitimate? You are not, just because you have this generation, you come from so far. Of course, the point is, Dharavi is this fertile ground where it gave us an opportunity to have that kind of a history, to belong. Say, yeah, this is the generation that I come from. 4th generation, Rahul.
Yes.
My great grandparents came here in 1940s. With all the documents I have, with all these struggles and all this history that we have, I do not want to stand in front of any builder and say, now I am legitimate. I guess my ancestors, they will look at me, they'll look down upon me if I ever did that. And God bless, if it even ends with me, it's not going to end with me giving any kind of documents and I say, हाँ कागज दिखा दिया. No, we will not do that. It's also an ethical question. It's also as basic as, you know what, this is what's going to have myself possess some kind of a sense of self and not just sell out. And for real, I know this, which is why in the beginning I said it's a fallacy that Dharavi is the largest. It's not a slum. It has slums. And to say that, you know what, let's redevelop, you have everything, you're a legitimate, is also to distance yourself from these slums, to draw these lines, to draw these boundaries and say, you know what, we are different. You're not different. You are, to just say that, okay, that slum, that needs to go. We came from that place. We came from that dirt. When the bubonic plague happened in 1896, the people who were most affected was the slum. Was this because, there was overcrowding? Was this proximity? Was this touch?
Yes.
Imagine. And our only sense of self has been through this touch, through this infectious contact that almost killed us, that did kill us. More than 50,000 people died in Bombay, if I'm not wrong. And for us to emerge from that and then say, you know what, now I'm legitimate. You were never legitimate citizen of this city. There is a place where we came from. And if you want to dissociate from that history, then that's...
Yeah. Wow, interesting.
What do you call that?
Yeah, very interesting. So yes, Shripad, that is something, quite interesting and insightful. Someone who is not from Dharavi. And you also spoke about that, yes, people have this resistance, and, they're against this entire, redevelopment project. But what I also feel, okay, there's a builder, and this builder has been completely supported and sponsored by, the government, the existing
state
government.
government
Yeah.
itself.
But you also spoke about that. Who are you to tell me that I'm legitimate? You know. So somehow, in so-called this, modern nation, modern nation state, where I believe that we have a constitution which says, regardless of your gender, caste, creed, you are equal, you are a citizen.
Mm.
But I also think it's a state. It's a state which negotiates with us all the time to tell us, okay, you are not equal citizen. You must be a citizen, but you are not equal citizen. You are not the same. State reminds us again and again. And as far as the basic amenities also is concerned, like, even in Nagpur for that matter, when during my childhood, still when I go in my area in my basti, I see that, it's not that the development is not happening. Is that they don't want to give them complete basic amenities.
Mm.
Because once they have all the amenities, then they also have a sense of being equal.
Mm.
So there is this deliberate effort by the state also, uh, through which the state makes sure that you have this sense first that you are not equal.
Mm.
And this is reproducing, and somehow Dharavi has become a very good site, I must say, to explore all of these things, that how state is basically, more than anything, is acting like a pimp here.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, where, it's negotiating with the Dharavi people, it's negotiating with the builder lobby, and other mafias. So 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 if I ask you, Shripad, like here, how do you see the role of a government, which is also, the government is also claiming, oh, we will, things will be all fine, and since they are a government, they have a right, right? And then there's a people resistance.
Right.
So yeah, how do you see the role of government here?
There's no bhadwa in this scene. We believe in informal economy.
Yeah.
Nobody is running us.
Yes.
But where is the state? If there is kind of a negotiation gonna happen, if only they had to listen to us. There is no listening here. And it's crazy that it's also like you cannot even call the state bhadwa because they're only getting 20%.
Mm-hmm.
How? That is so less. How did you just settle for 80 to Adani, 20 to you?
Hmm.
थोड़ा तो ज़्यादा मांग लेते, थोड़ा 30 मांग लेते, तुम्हारा नहीं, वो तो इतना बार्गेन तो हम रास्ते पे कर लेते हैं बाजी खरीदने के लिए, तुम इतना भी नहीं कर सकते. You just entirely made it a state. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That
That they are not even
they're
capable
not
to
even-
get 40%.
I know.
Yeah.
40 ले ले भैया, 50 नहीं है तो like 40 ले लो, 30 ले लो.
But the very question that of development or redevelopment, I believe that the state deliberately do not give the amenities, so that there is the strong sense among people, among, lower caste, the least working class people, that you are not equal citizen.
Right.
You are a citizen. Constitution says, okay, you are a citizen, but we will give you this sense, and it will be reproduced again and again for your generation and generation, that although you are a citizen, but you are not equal citizen. So this is not something. It's only the society which gives that sense. For instance, when we like, there are stories that Dalit cannot enter to temple. So it's a society, it's a casteist communities who would make sure, who would give us that sense. Okay, you are not equal to us.
Right.
Okay, you're not moral enough to enter into temple. You are not pure enough to enter the temple.
Right.
But at the same time, so-called modern state, like so-called this post-colonial modern state like India, I guess this state, which is ruled by the upper caste, also gives this constant sense to us that you are citizen, but you are not equal citizen. Okay, as I said, you have a freedom, but you don't have a justice, right? So in that particular context, I believe that the state is in a constant negotiation with the masses, with the working class masses. That if you resist, okay, then we will give little bit this much. okay, if you resist more, then we will put you in jail, right? So, and then there's the same state, they negotiate with the corporate lobby like builders and other people. So state is playing the role of pimp here, rather playing the role of the modern machinery to basically bring people in so-called mainstream. State is negotiating as a pimp. Okay, we will take 20% in Dharavi case, and we will give 80% to the Adani. In that case, I also want to ask you, Shripad, how do you see the role of a government here? The ruling party, BJP Shiv Sena is in government now. The Shiv Sena led by Shinde and BJP. How do you, because they are completely, they are saying, oh, we are doing great job and nothing wrong will happen to Dharavi people. How do you see the role of government here?
I mean, if a state has to be a pimp, that's a very impoverished
Yes.
pimp. Because how do you... I know residents of Dharavi are very clear. 100% autonomy. 100%.
Yes.
No negotiation to that. We don't want house anywhere else but here. They're very steadfast. You can rebuild, but house here on our terms. We don't see the state doing that negotiation with Adani.
Quite a weak in front of Adani.
In front of
Quite
Adani.
small.
I mean, it's because there is so much personal gain. You don't see yourself as a state ruling over a people or any of that. It's the fact that there, as you said in the beginning, like the state comes and negotiates with the, or there's vice versa. None of that. This is not a state. This is something else.
Yeah.
Or maybe precisely this is what the state is. This is what state does.
This is what the state, and specifically in so-called post-colonial modern democracies. Yeah. This is how the state is, with this desi capitalism, I must say.
Right.
Why I'm using the word desi capitalism, because here you have the traditional Baniya or other upper caste who holds the capital, who has been given a lot of favor by the governments, different government. So yes, in that way you are actually right. It is difficult even to, in classical language, in classical sense, it is difficult to even call it a modern state.
Right.
At the same time, this is our state.
Exactly.
Right? So yes. But if I ask you, being Dharavikar and coming from Dharavi, what is, what is that you think is beautiful about Dharavi?
Right.
Yeah.
This was some years ago. As I told you at the beginning, like we went to Mahim Nature Park, and I had never seen so much greenery, so many beautiful things. And this tour guide, right, he was just taking around some farms, some field, the forest, telling us about there are some snakes over there, you beware, this plant you cannot touch, it's poisonous, and it's beautiful, right? And I'm very happy to see this.
Yeah.
The fact that this is in Dharavi, this is Mahim Nature Park, this is right next to Dharavi Depot. I was walking and we were really tired, and we said, you know what, let's go back. But then the tourist said, no, wait, we've come to this one final thing we need to do. He takes us to a spot that overlooked Meeti, and it was kind of, the horizon was the BKC towers.
Mm-hmm.
And he stands there and he says, this is Meeti.
Mm-hmm.
This is Meeti, this is a river that encompasses the entire Bombay. And this is turning into gutter now.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the mangroves are. This is what will save the city.
Yes.
And the one thing we can save the city is fight against BKC.
Yes.
Is fight against those buildings.
Mm.
And do you know what? And he says, flamingos used to come here.
Oh.
There are no flamingos here now. Because we've turned this river into a gutter. And it's all because of these buildings. It's all because of what we are doing.
This so-called development.
So-called development. So-called alert. So there was this, right? Flamingos has this distant past. And there is this futurity that he put us. This is the future. The buildings, the development. The allure of that development, like the fascination of, oh, big buildings, glass buildings, the structures. And then there is this, our distant past, of flamingos. And meaty has the lost appetite of that flamingo. That now, in the present time, when we see this river, you don't only see it as a gutter, but you also see this as a lost appetite of flamingos. And who are these flamingos now? And I often think about the metaphor, right? That Dalits are Dalits because we are dirty, because we touch dirt. Dirty. So we distance ourselves from that dirty person. So you go there. Very simplistically putting. Like reducing that experience to this. I know it's a larger, as you said, you talk about political economy of it. There's a large history to it. But if you reduce it, it's this.
Yes.
And if flamingo has to be embodied, I always think about our ancestry. I always think about Dalits. I always think about how they had to leave their village. They had to leave their village. It wasn't a, oh, chalo jaake shahar mein rehte hain. They had to leave the city, come to Dharavi, make a living out of here, make an informal living, because there was no state helping them.
Yes.
They built everything.
By their own.
On their own. They built their own colonies. They made their own house. They made sure that they mattered, that they made sure they have this sense of power. And now that everything is, we are fighting, we want to take away.
Yes.
And it's kind of that placelessness, We will always be reminded. Any Dalit, and I see this in Dharavi, people who are well-to-do, salaried, have some kind of immobility, some kind of a salary. Where have they shifted? Where have they left? Okay, Virar, Badlapur, say Dombivali, their settlement is like far from the city. If you ask about imagination, someone living in Dharavi will not imagine a living in Bandra, of course, for the obvious reasons.
Yeah, true.
Right? We are not so out of touch with the reality. And it's the fact that you think that land you grab is profitable. It's very clear to Dharavi people that yes, it's profitable for you,
Yes.
not for us. And we are imagining differently. And it's all about imagination. And if you see slum as a dirt, we see slum as that start of imagination, where we are imagining something for us. And if anything, if the state really cared, if the people, forget the state, if people really cared, the outsiders or anyone, they would invest in how to accelerate this work of imagination.
Yes.
This work of living, this work of home.
Yeah.
And the only answer is, redevelopment. This is not the answer. It's said and done. People aren't catching up. SRAs aren't working.
Yeah.
These redevelopment projects aren't working. And it's not only Dharavi. It's never about only Dharavi. It's also about other places, other slums.
Yes.
In Bombay, we don't have fundings. We don't have SC/ST scholarships.
Yes.
We don't have government jobs for them. We don't have policies that will help these children to grow up to be self-sufficient.
Yes.
The state is cutting all costs so that, the lowest amongst us, which is Dalits, which is Adivasis, which is Muslims, to gain something, to become something.
Yes.
What do we do then? And I really think when that guide was evoking this figure of flamingos, and it's not only just exoticizing, but it's also something very delicate. And if that delicacies, if the fate of it is its extinction, that part of our life is already written. Our work, our collective work is to go against it, is to resist. And we might seem very feeble,
No,
We are
this
at
is-
least trying.
Yeah, and I guess something very important you also brought here, like, when we talk about Dharavi or Dalits in Dharavi, or elsewhere also, when we talk about Dalits, there is no sense of a loss in a sense that because Dalit never had a land, they never had this access of so-called natural beauty.
We were
But
always dispossessed.
Yeah, but in Dharavi, as you like, for instance, although it's a so-called, for people, it's a slum, but there, you are saying that you have a sense of a loss, that Meethi Nadi is turning into a gutter, So with Dalits, this sense of loss is rare, particularly in the context of nature and natural beauty.
Right.
Yeah. But speaking about this, I have read some of your poems on Dharavi, and they're very beautiful, well written. And I know that you are also into literature. You read a lot, and then you are also writing. So if like, yeah, in the last, I would definitely want to request you to recite one poem for us on Dharavi. But yes, before that, I also want to ask you, like, how do you see this the literature, someone from Dharavi again, you know looking at the literature, like, and in specifically in the context of present ongoing resistance is going on in Dharavi. How do you see the role of literature in it?
Especially in Bombay, we have a rich Dalit tradition, Dalit literary tradition.
Yes.
And Slum has always been this reference
Yeah.
point for Baburao Babu,
Babu.
Annabhau Sate,
Yes.
Namdev Dasal.
Yes.
And it's where we derive our style,
Yes.
our form of writing, and it's expanded.
Yeah.
We look at Dasal's poem. It's not only limited to his immediate first-hand experience.
Yes.
It swells.
Yeah.
It borrows
Yeah.
from different traditions. It's interesting, right? And then for me to read Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar with Lauren Berlin.
Oh my God. Okay.
And if for Berlin to talk about cruel optimism, and for me to sit here and think about this desire for redevelopment and like question it, and I immediately have language.
Yes.
Thanks to Baba Saheb and Berlin.
Yeah.
And this comparative readings, we do that. Everyone does that, which is really like I'm not gonna isolate myself. I'm not gonna take this just because the state tells us this is where you belong.
Yeah.
We've inherently always resisted that tag,
Yeah.
that imposition of meaning. We've always created our own meaning.
Yes.
And that is what it is. That is what Dharavi is.
Yeah.
We are very fertile. It's full of meanings.
Yeah.
We are creating those meanings.
Oh yes. Of
We are
course.
creating points of views.
Yeah.
And that's most interesting. I personally think, from the place where I come, my ways of anti-redevelopment is a literary project for me.
Okay.
It is always, it is that.
Okay.
I'll get on the streets.
Yeah.
We all do that.
Yes.
Varshatai Gaikwad calls, everyone is going. All my friends, I love the protest scenes in Dharavi. We are against it. We know how dire the stake is. But we're hand in hand. We are just, calling each other. It's really fun. It's not like that stupid pride people have. Like, no, not that pride. We are good. We are the better ones.
Okay.
We know what we are fighting for. There is a joy in it. We know what we are fighting for. We are fighting for our community. And it is within the life world of it, which is borrowing from Lauren Berlin.
Yeah.
We are fighting this.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I guess I would love to sometime see you in that protest, like, what's going on there. But yes, coming back to our request, can you please recite one poem that you have written on Dharavi?
I wrote this long back, some 7 years ago.
Yes.
I wrote this on my birthday. It was
Yeah.
really sad.
Yes.
This poem is titled "Born and Raised in Bombay 17."
Yes.
At the mouth of the world, I ache for nothing but the feeling of being swallowed. In the slow, changing colors of the twilight, I saw God from the local train passing over the bridge. They were tailoring curtains, no third eye or big hands, just crow wings and burnt skin spread across the sky. I prayed to them for their seeping light in my veins and pericardium. They sang to the drum beats. Come, find me at Chatara, where pioneers meet their death, where you last confided in Begum's eyes, where all your brothers descend, where the hearts turn as soft as entrails under the knife. Through the city noise of honking and revving, from the narrow alleys of Dharavi Charles, a dirge of birds migrated with the sound of azan. Oh, how full of holes, and yet so heavy. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Shripad. That was beautiful. So yes, Shripad, this was really great.
Thank you for
You know,
having me.
yeah. I mean, you actually unfolded a lot of I must say debates around the caste, the urbanity, the very concept of slum development, redevelopment, the corporate monopoly, and for doing this, I must say thank you to you from my heart. This was beautiful talking to you.
I could only expect the readers to complicate this even more,
Yes.
but keep in mind with the clarity with which we say, Adani cannot do this redevelopment.
Oh yes. All power to you. Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.